then consciousness is creating our life experiences. And this is from Einstein, okay? And I go, so why is it relevant? Because the answer is this. So how's that working for us? You are creating this world. Are you creating the one you love, wish, desire, and love to have? Or is the world seeming like it's creating stuff and you're a victim in this world? And the issue is, my God, we are the creators of everything that's being experienced. And I go, why is it relevant? Because we didn't know from our learning, our experience, our current knowledge, that we were even involved other than being victims of what's happening. And it turns out, no, we are manifesting what's happening. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to say, I want to show you the biological point of view of this because I saw this 50 years ago. And I was at that time teaching about biology to medical students. And we were talking about the fact of the DNA double helix when they founded that in 1953, and everyone goes, oh my God, the secret of life, the genes are the secret of life. Genes do not control their own behavior. Genes are blueprints. There's an architect that controls those blueprints. And I go, what's that? The mind, consciousness is controlling your genetics. You go, what do you mean? Well, let's move to a different story. I got cells in a plastic dish, which we just talked about. I put growth medium in there, which is my laboratory version of blood. And I say the growth medium is controlling the fate of the cells. But what's really interesting is this. As I mentioned, you are not a single entity. You're a community of 50 trillion cells. You are a skin-covered petri dish. Yes, underneath the skin, 50 trillion cells. And yeah, they have culture medium. I go, oh, guess what? Not just culture medium, they have the original culture medium, blood. I go, so why is that relevant? Well, blood provides nutrition. Yeah. A very key fact at this moment, and most people better start paying attention to this, is because the industrial agriculture that we live on this planet, the alteration of our agriculture by chemicals and sprays and all that, has taken the nutrition out of the food. It's actually pretty bad, most of it. So one of the things is this: when you eat food, you're making culture medium, and you do not want to compromise that, because if I compromise in making the culture medium in the lab, I change something, the cells could die right away because they live off of this. So why is it relevant? Eat well, eat organic, eat natural, because that was what we created our original blood from, not the chemistry food that we're eating. And I go, so why is that relevant? I say, where's this information coming from that controls the blood? And the answer is this. This is getting to this really important point, and here it is. Yes, the cells are responding to the environment, fact. But the cells under your skin do not see the environment. They're under the skin. How does my liver know what's going on outside? How does it know how to adjust itself to live in the environment if the environment's changing outside? How does the liver know? And the answer is, the brain is picking up this information. And that's perception. Is it cold out? Is it warm out? Why? It changes your biology as soon as you pick that information up. And then what does the brain do? It sends signals, and these are like the hormones and the emotional chemicals and all that, into the culture medium, the blood. And then that blood with the signals is the culture medium for your cells in your skin-covered dish. And now what do we know? It's the signals that control the genetics. And I say, yeah, but they come from the nervous system, but that's the environment. I go, okay, great. The brain is relaying environment to the inside so that the cells inside could live in harmony with the environment outside. But I left something out of the picture, and that is this. The brain perceives what's going on outside, but the mind does interpretation. I go, what does that mean? I say, two people can be in the exact same environment, have the exact same stimulus of the information coming in, and have two different perceptions of how that world looks to them. One could think, oh, this is the most beautiful place I've ever been. The other one could be, this is scary. I go, well, they're both reading the environment. I say, what's the difference between them? Both read the environmental signals, but each has a mind that interprets those signals. Each of us is reading the environment, but reading it through experiences, interpretations of how we see the world. Okay. So I say, so why is it relevant? It's actually the perception as interpreted by your mind that sends the signals to control your genetics, epigenetics. What's the highest thing in control? Mind. And I go, well, what do you know? That's exactly what the physicist said. Consciousness mentality is controlling your experience. I'm going in biology. The mind is controlling the chemical composition of the blood. That's the culture medium. And in the laboratory experiments, the culture medium controls the fate of the cells. So your mind is controlling this. And I say, this is where belief comes in, because two people can be looking at the exact same environment and have different interpretations. One believes it's this way, one believes it's this way, and each has a different response. What? Based on belief. It's just what signals you're sending to your cells based on what you believe. You change your belief, you change the chemistry. So I say, here's how it works, very simple. The brain is the chemist, it's making the blood. And in my cartoon, the brain has a flask with the blood culture medium in it. And it's got a pipette and it's feeding the cells in a skin-covered Petri dish, the culture medium. And I say, so how's it work? This is how simple it is. If you open your eyes and you see someone you love, the mind goes, oh, love. And the chemistry that comes from love and interpretation includes dopamine for pleasure, oxytocin to bond you with your loved one, vasopressin makes you more attractive to keep your lover there, and growth hormone, which does exactly what it says it does. When you fall in love, you're healthy, you're vital. Oh my God, why? The culture medium not only contains nutrition, now it contains this information, which is what? The translation of love into chemistry. And so when you're in love, your culture medium is vibrant and vital. And that's why people who are in love, they glow. Why? It's the culture medium that's giving them that vitality. Now, in contrast, open your eyes, see something that scares you, you're going to put in a completely different culture medium into biology. The blood has completely different chemistry when it comes to information if you're living in fear than if you're living in love. Stress hormones are released and factors that control the immune system. In fact, fear chemistry shuts off the immune system. The more you're afraid, the less your immune system is functioning. And there's a reason for it. It's not to punish you. The immune system uses a lot of energy. Yep, if you've ever been sick, you can't get out of bed sometimes. It uses so much energy. And I go, so what? I go, if you're being chased by a saber-toothed tiger, and let's say you have bacterial infection, where do you want to put the energy? Into running away from the tiger or for curing the bacteria? I go, the heck with the bacteria. If the lion or tiger catches you, the bacteria, that's not a problem anymore. So guess what? Stress hormones shut off the immune system because it uses too much energy when you're in a state of fear where you need to run. And as a result, you suppress the immune system to give more energy to run. And that's a consequence of putting in fear. So I go, so why is it relevant? I say, well, then let's understand the bottom line. There's only a couple more slides. We'll be right out of this. What is the function of the mind? I said, that's the chemist. I go, so what does it do? Well, the function of the mind is to take your perceptions, which are your beliefs, and then create a chemical composition that represents that belief. There's different chemicals for love than there are chemicals for fear. So whatever the picture is, the mind's function is to translate the picture into chemistry that is complementary or coherent with your perceptions and your beliefs. And so all of a sudden I say, yeah, then I say, so why is it relevant? It's what pictures are in your mind that are controlling your genetics and the life you're experiencing.
If you like Succeed with Knowledge, subscribe and give us a thumbs up. And thanks a million. Cheers.